4 weeks ago, I planted these potatoes and this green manure into what was a bare patch of soil and hoped for some green. Well, now we have some. Actually, within just 7 days, the green manure was coming through and it was beginning to green. But now the green manure has reached the stage where I need to cultivate it in, because if I didn't do that now, it gets too long and too hard for the rotary hoe to handle. Now, some things, of course, haven't grown very much, and there's still a couple of patches to the front here that didn't germinate very well and are not doing as well. And they're going to be the areas where the soil is far more clay and not going to be as good. But over time, we'll improve that. Now, I did come through once a few days ago with the wheel hoe and hill these potatoes just a little. But today, after rotary hoeing and getting this green manure mixed back in, I'm then coming through with the chipping hoe and hilling the potatoes in a more thorough way, giving them a nice deep hill, and that should set them up to retain moisture and to grow well across this dry time of the year. As many of you know, I am very fond of the wheel hoe, and you might be wondering why I'm not using the wheel hoe to hill these potatoes. Well, the reason is that this plough just doesn't throw sufficient soil. It wouldn't create high enough mound. Even in multiple runs, it wouldn't quite achieve it. It would really need a larger plough size to actually do what I'm doing with the chipping hoe. You probably could make a larger plough for a wheel hoe like this. The question would be whether you could still push it, because you'd be pushing quite a lot of weight. But the wheel hoe, of course, is still, as it is, very useful for a lot of other purposes. Now, this sweet corn is really doing well. It's got some good height to it. Now, while I'm working on those potatoes, let's go and take a look at the Three Sisters patch and see how the corn there, which of course is very different corn to this, is going. This painted mountain corn, of course, doesn't grow nearly as tall as the sweet corn does. But amongst it, it has some dark coloured stems as well as the light, and so it's really pretty. The rattlesnake bean flowers are very pretty as well. So it really looks very nice, even though it's quite a jungle at this stage. I haven't kept up the weed maintenance here as I should have, so I've got weeds I really need to come in and clean up. But it's a lot harder to do now as things are running. The pumpkins, you can see, are beginning to run around. No fruit set as yet, but that will come with time. In terms of the beans, they only have small beans of like the 1 or 2 inch size at this stage. One thing I'm really happy with is that the corn has kept pace with the beans. I mean, yes, the beans are now starting to jump across the top of the corn, but I really expected that to happen. Sometimes in the past, when I've tried this type of thing, I found that the beans outran the corn. But with this rattlesnake bean, that's not been the case. So, and the mountain corn. I think the mountain corn really grows so fast in its early stages that they keep pace really well and a good match. So I'm really happy at this stage, and of course wait to see at the end of the season what type of crop we get from it. Well, that worked up a sweat. Sorry, I'm a bit out of breath now. Slowing down a bit at the end, but I got it done. Well, there's still some moisture under the ground, and I have watered a couple of times since I planted these because we've had very little rain, but we expect this to be dry now for the next 6 weeks or so. So I am going to need to water these potatoes fairly regularly to keep them growing well and get the maximum growth really out of this hot time of the year. That's the video for today. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll be back soon with another video.